Yeah, and let me just say that I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come talk. Hope I can talk loud enough for everyone. The problems you see with the wind are similar to the solar in a lot of ways. And there's so many things, for anyone who's considering a lease, I would highly recommend you hire an independent and competent attorney. You are essentially signing away your property to the operator. They can mortgage your land, you cannot. They can put a lien on their land. Somebody who signs a lease, are they gonna be on the hook for this? What's the county going to do?
Okay, I'm sorry, if you want to,
Yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the leases because that's what I do. Typical renewable lease is not tied to production, it's tied to whether or not the improvement is there. So you're paid as long as that is there. The removal is bonded into the contract. So that is not something that the landowner or the county is on the hook for. They don't do leases like that. No one can mortgage your property, they don't have title to it. They can mortgage their share in the project, but that property remains entitled to you. No one can mortgage it out from under you. Well, the bond is money put aside ahead of time. The difference.
so you're talking $500 million cost to put it in, $500 million plus the accrued value in the future of it is somewhere being fed over time to the next.
It's bonded in.
No, let's say bonded.
Right.
You're going to continue to feed hundreds of millions of dollars into it.
Well, it's not going to cost that much.
Oh, really? The park energy is good. It's good different. Where do you get your numbers?
I think
There's value in the material that they're removing that pays for part of that, but the project's in bond. The bond. That's what you do. You put money into a bond, and it's set aside to cover that. But the main thing is, no one can mortgage your property out from underneath you. They don't have title to it. The leases are based on the improvement being there, not production. Chris Beadle.
What? You ready to go? Yeah, I was hoping to ask you a question. I mean, that's pretty bold calling the senator out saying that he's not correct on those things.
Well, I do the leases, and I've done leases with a lot of folks in this room, and he's misstating the terms of the typical leases. That's the point.
The terms of the typical lease?
The ones that I've seen in this area.
Have you seen the
ones that have been signed in this county that I know about? Yeah.
So you've seen the one signed in this county when you're saying for
I
sure?
executed a lot of them.
Uh-huh. Hey, buddy. I'd like to get you and the senator here and let's try to figure this out. What's actually? Well, come on, we got to have a talk here because the senator came up and stated a lot of facts, and then you went up there and basically said that he's wrong. And so what we need to hash out, we need to understand because the public here needs to understand what the truth is because they're the ones making the decisions.
They can go to the county and pull the documents for public record.
Okay, but here's the problem with
I'm
the
done.
county, and
It doesn't matter what you want, it's coming anyway.
Senator, I don't know if you're aware of
that's
what's
my
going
wife.
on at the
That
county.
is not what I said.
Hey, I thought you were done. I'm not sure if you're aware of what's going on at the county level,
Not fully,
the
not fully.
closing of information and the way they're running their meetings in a
Oh,
very
this
secretive way.
happens in a lot of counties. I've seen that. Very similar things. What they will do is they will go around and sign up leaseholders, and then they will come into the county and sometimes if the county commissioners is on board with it, there's nothing in state law that prevents them from going ahead and be part of the decision-making process. I tried to put that into law this last year, but it got shut down. Because I think if somebody has substantial interest in a project like that, they should not be able to make a decision like that.
Let me ask you about payment in lieu of taxes.
Okay, you get a fraction of what you would on property tax. That's another big canard. You see that, for example, in Republic County. They did a calculation on the wind farm that they did up there, and they would have gotten about 17 million in property taxes per year, but the payment in lieu of tax turned out to be 750,000. So they're giving up huge amounts, and again, during that time period, those facilities are depreciating. So they will never come on as they'll come on in the tax rolls as fully depreciated. And then a lot of times they'll go to the county and try to get an extension of those property tax exemptions.
Now, the gentleman back here had mentioned that he had executed some of the documents here,
Right.
and that he was disputing some of the mortgageability and things like that.
Read this.
Were you actually looking at a document that's
I
from
looked-
here in
Yes, I
Jackson
was.
County?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
And it allows them to put a mortgage on their portion of your land.
So the lease that they have from you, they can mortgage that
Yes,
lease
they
itself?
can. Yes, they
Okay.
At
can.
least came from that man.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, and I want to ask him about that. I hope he'll cool down enough to let,
Oh, I doubt
we
it.
need to try to dig through this and inform the public
Yes.
of what the situation
It's
is.
not just one mortgage. They can put multiple mortgages on it.
And it's only on their lease. Now, how's that affect the property owner and their actual property? Are they not able to transfer the property with that lease having a mortgage on it?
Correct. You're stuck. If they're, because it's an encumbrance on your land.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I'm not an attorney, that's why I recommended people get a competent
Right.
attorney who understands this stuff. There's what?
Can you share me with, where did that come from?
Well,
What is that? You'll give me a copy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would suggest you contact Roger McCowan from Washburn University.
Okay.
Roger wrote a wonderful piece primarily about all the caveats you need to understand on the wind leases, because he's seen people getting taken advantage of.
need to remember this.
Roger McCowan. He's a professor.
I'm the
at Washburn.
mouthpiece. He's the one to be.
Roger is
Uh-huh.
excellent. He knows the stuff. He's a law professor.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
knows
I'd like
stuff.
to see the document and
if
actually
you
go
read
through
it
it myself.
carefully, I mean, I just went through purposefully this afternoon
Mhm.
and made some highlights on what I found, and this is just. Yeah. He's a really sharp guy.
And since you've seen the close down happen at county commissions in the past, go ahead.
Operator may upon written notice to owner, but without requiring owners, landowners, consent or approval, may mortgage, collaterally assign, or otherwise encumber and grant security interest in all or part of an interest in this agreement and the operator property. They control your property. And so if you,
13.1.
yes. And this,
Whatever is outside the buildings, it's not counted.
correct.
No, it's not.
The lease counts.
How much property that is
Right.
true.
Oh, no, these poor folks are being sold to build.
Well, and you mentioned the close down at the county level. I wanted to ask about that because that's one of the things my associates and I we kind of work against, is trying to keep the commissioners open and open to the multiple lanes of input that they have. What can we do as citizens? We have a commission right now here in Jackson County. I don't say we because I don't live here, but I'm covering this. But the commission seems to do a lot of whispering in open meetings and things like this. What can we do? What can citizens do to challenge them?
Go to your city attorney and force him to enforce the Open Meetings Act.
Well, what if your city attorney is the one giving coma retraining on the same day that they're doing all these violations?
Then about the only thing you can go is to the Attorney General.
Okay.
That's the next step.
That's what we were expecting.
That's it.
All right, thank you for your time.
Good thing, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Sure, my pleasure.
I want to track down this guy. If you'll talk to me, where'd he go? Did he run away? The other guy took off, didn't he?